It may seem like being a monarch is a boring job, but that's only if you're not King Charles III, because this man definitely knows how to have some royal fun. From running his Aston Martin on wine and cheese to knocking out a man with just a single look. Meet His Majesty the King, Charles Philip Arthur George. Or you can call him
Charlie.
The son of the late Queen Elizabeth II never misses a chance to have some fun. Because why not, right? His Majesty isn't ashamed to say exactly what he thinks.
Who the hell wrote this script?
Fool around on movie sets.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Or break dance on the floor like a true king. And just like every noble man, Charles had a deep respect for his mother. Yet again, he was never afraid to show that publicly.
Your Majesty, Mummy.
But perhaps the coolest thing about Charles's sense of humor is that he's able to laugh at himself. Admit it, seeing a royal member making fun of himself in front of millions of people says a lot about him.
How are you?
Not too bad, I'm just falling apart gradually. I'm still alive.
Ah, come on. It wasn't too many years ago when he climbed a wall at Granville School. Pretty athletic. His jokes about age are a privileged heritage from the late Queen herself.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old.
Like mother, like son. But at the same time, the British king can be tough and even dangerous. Remember that time he knocked out a guy with just a look? Told ya. Dangerous. Of course, we're kidding, and the poor man was simply nervous about meeting a royal member and fainted. But he was okay, and just a couple of moments later, he continued his conversation with the then Prince of Wales. Now, here's a crazy fact for you. Did you know that the monarch has a distant relative connection to Dracula? Okay, to be 100% fair, Dracula is a fictional character.
Right, I know.
However, he was inspired by a real ruler, Vlad the Impaler, who was infamous for impaling his enemies on stakes. Ouch! And it appears that King Charles III is a great-grandson 16 times removed from Vlad. Unbelievable, right? But while he may be a tough monarch, at the same time he can be truly terrified of his own wife. That's right, don't mess with Camilla. God forbid any woman who would try to steal Charles from his wife. In Charles's history, there have been several moments where he proved to the whole world that he has character.
Absolutely.
He's remained super cool in pretty risky situations, like for example when there was an attempt on his life. What would most people do when there are shots fired around them? Panic? Most probably. Now, what about Charles? In 1994 in Sydney, he was about to start his public speech when all of a sudden, although they were blanks and Charles wasn't in real danger, nobody knew that in the moment. The royal heard 2 gunshots and saw an armed man running towards him, but he remained absolutely calm. We mean, he had zero reaction. Watch again closely. Unbelievable! It's almost like he's had an attempt on his life every morning after breakfast, right? But such a reaction could be understandable in light of King Charles's impressive military career. Yes, His Majesty was awarded the highest rank in 3 different services: Field Marshal, Marshal of the Royal Air Force, and Admiral of the Fleet. Wow, those were the days.
It only seems like yesterday.
Yet again, the royal member remains humble and self-deprecating when remembering his experience. For example, he didn't hesitate to share how he struggled with seasickness on the ships.
But all you want to do is find somebody to shoot you. And you feel like death.
Really?
Go away. Oh, it can be unbelievable.
Really?
It's pretty mind-blowing how this man combines such different elements of his personality. And in addition to all of his brilliant accomplishments, there's even more to King Charles personally. He's a wonderful father, grandfather, brother, and husband. See for yourself. A few years ago, during a visit to an Army rehabilitation center in Loughborough, Charles gave a helping hand to his son, William. Well, that's the team spirit. He also shared some memorable moments with his grandson Louis and proved to everyone that the king can be a perfect babysitter. Sometimes it feels like the monarch himself is still a little boy, like when he sneaks up on his younger sister. Watch your back, Princess Anne, because your brother's always ready to prank ya. And of course, the monarch deeply loves his wife and is never afraid to show it publicly. Aww, it's so sweet seeing them living the best moments of their lives together. Do you want to know the secret to a strong marriage? Allow yourself to giggle together in the most serious moments. Not many people know the king also has the soul of an artiste. Yep, he paints, plays the cello, and even has acting experience.
Most exciting, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen anything quite like it before. I think I got quite a large one here. It's very, very large indeed.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
What a talent. And His Majesty's daily routines and food preferences may surprise you even more. Fun fact, King Charles has his valets squeeze 1 inch of toothpaste onto his toothbrush every morning. Wow. Imagine having service like that, huh? We know that detail from Princess Diana's former butler, who shared some insights on His Majesty's habits. His pajamas are pressed every morning, his shoelaces are pressed flat with an iron, the bath plug has to be in a certain position, and the water temperature has to be just tepid, at 20 degrees and filled to 18 centimeters to be exact.
The story of my life.
The British king is extremely eccentric and picky in his food preferences too. For example, he needs tea, muffins, and 7 boiled eggs, each precisely cooked for 4 minutes every day between 4 and 5 p.m. Note to that, please. Thank you. Would he eat all 7 eggs, you may ask? Journalist Jeremy Paxman answered that in his book, On Royalty. Because his staff were never quite sure whether the egg would be precisely to the satisfactory hardness, a series of eggs was cooked. Talk about royal life. Aside from that, of course, King Charles enjoys drinking. Yep, sometimes he loves it so much that his wife Camilla has to gently point out to him to wipe his nose. If you ever get a chance to meet the British king and offer him a drink, he may just join you without any questions.
Charles, can we go for a beer? What? Can we go for a beer? Where? Anywhere.
That's the spirit. Once in 2003, then Prince Charles sent Ozzy Osbourne a bottle of scotch as a get-well present. But there was a tiny issue with that gesture. Ozzy was a recovering alcoholic at the time. Oopsie.
What can I say?
Heck, the monarch enjoys a drink so much that he even has a car that uses wine as biofuel. Yeah, you heard that right. King Charles owns an Aston Martin presented to him by the late Queen on his 21st birthday, though he modified it slightly.
My old Aston Martin, which I've had for 51 years, that runs on, can you believe this, surplus English white wine. And whey from the cheese presses.
See, even his car has aristocratic taste. Of course, that's not about pickiness, but about global warming awareness. His Majesty is known for his ongoing campaigns on climate issues, and he has been warning the whole world about the upcoming crisis since 1968. That's 7 years before the term global warming even existed. What a man. He can be noble, and he can be funny. Sometimes His Majesty may forget things like the no shaking hands policy, or he polarizes the world with just a single little gesture and gets easily irritated with a leaking pen.
Oh God, I hate it. Can't bear this bloody thing.
What a disaster. No wonder the monarch couldn't handle it by himself. But anyways, love him or hate him, you can't deny, the British king will never stop surprising us with his unbelievable personality. And what do you guys think about the monarch? Let us know in the comments. Fan of the royal family? Good news! On our channel, we have more videos on the topic, so why not go check them out? Now, thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe, and no matter what, don't forget to stay awesome.